Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. On today's episode of Lab Corner, our topic is why it is smarter to invest in real estate through agriculture. Our speaker is our CEO, Mr. Deboto. Please hold on while I add him. Please hold on for a second.
Hi, Mabu.
Good afternoon, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, sir. Good afternoon.
How are you today?
We are very fine. Thank you, sir. How are you too, sir?
Fine. Your Baba did a very good job.
Thank you very much, sir. It's good to see your face again, sir.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Our topic today is it is something a lot of people have been investing in recently. A lot of people have been investing in real estate, but our own topic is quite different. Is different from the normal, from what people are used to. Our topic is why it is smarter to invest in real estate through agriculture, and
Okay.
we would like you to enlighten us more on why it is actually smarter to do that, because you are a veteran in this aspect, sir. So my very first question for you is, why should anyone even invest at all? Like, why should anyone even think of investing?
Mabu.
Yes, sir.
Um, you know, finance is something that is very, very important to everybody at every stage of your life. When you're a baby, whoever your parents are, if they're not really financially all right, it's going to affect your growth as a baby. And as adults, if you are not financially stable and okay, if I can use that word, it's going to really affect you. So, one of the things we do is we strive to make money. Maybe by having employment, we have this job that pays us, or we have our own thing, we are self-employed, or we have a business. So, investment is just a smart way of planning for tomorrow. So whoever does not really have the investment simply means doesn't have a plan for tomorrow. One key thing is, one of the main reasons you invest is to have money work for you. Because,
Sir,
as you
I have
grow
to,
older,
sir, I'm sorry, I'll have to cut. Your video is not really clear, sir. It is breaking. I'm not sure a lot of people can see you.
okay,
Your face is not
let
really
me
showing.
see if you can break, let me see if I can clean my lens, my camera lens.
Okay.
Is it better now?
No, sir, it is still not clear.
But
It is shaking.
voice clear. Shaking, right?
Yeah, it's shaking. Your face is not clear, but your voice is
Okay.
audible. But your face is not just clear.
Okay. Give me a little time to just clean the lens. See what happens.
Oh, okay, sir.
1 minute.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Let me get something to clean the lens.
Let's hold on for Mr. Debo Thomas while he cleans, while he tries to sort the network. Yeah, that may be right. It could be the network. Please give him a minute while he fixes that from his end. Please hold on for a few seconds. He will join us shortly.
Is it better now, Mabu?
Yeah, it's better. It's clearer now.
Okay, okay. All right. So I was saying something about, how to secure the future, because when you, as you grow older, like maybe after your retirement or something, one certain thing that's going to increase is your expense, and it has to do with your area of health. Now you are done with school, probably your children are done schooling, but you have to take care of yourself, and you don't really have physical energy to work. So it's always smart if you have very good investment that can take care of you at your very old age, where you can't really work. You should be resting, but you must have money working for you. Even though you are physically not as agile as when you were young, uh, you are expected to have made enough money and have very good and smart investment that keeps supporting you. That is making money work for you. So that's a sense of having an investment that is a very smart one. Not every
Okay, sir. That is a very good one, sir. Thank you very much for that, sir. Now, my second question is, in our very first episode of Lab Corner, you made mention of something. You said if anybody is going to invest, it is a learning curve. You should always start small. Start small, then you try and understand the terrain of the industry that you're actually investing in. So I want to ask, does this same principle is it applicable to real estate investing? And if at all, if it applies, how does it apply to real estate? The start small principle, does it apply to real estate at all? And how does it apply, sir?
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can, sir.
Okay. Okay. First, we need to understand that there is a very clear difference between investment and business. Business is something that
Okay,
has
sir.
to do with you committing your energy, whether mental or physical. Like you have to run a system of people working with you or whatever it is that you do. So that's a business. And whether farming or trading or whatever it is that you do, or you render service and you build a business around it. That one requires constant monitoring your mental presence, as you just have to be involved. That's a business. But when we talk about investment, it's majorly you having financial resources. And in this context we're talking about, you having your financial resources engaged in a venture. You understand? So that's the
Yes,
difference.
sir.
So when you are starting a business, it's always good to understand it. That's why I said start small. And the same thing, the only thing with investment is when you are investing, whatever it is you are investing is also a business. So it's always good to know to have a very good understanding of that business you're investing into, even though you are not involved in the running of that thing. But you are in you should it's really advisable that you understand that thing very well before you put money. Even it's not really about starting small, starting big when it comes to investment. It's about you understanding it. The more understanding you have, then the more fun you can commit to it. And there are very clear guidelines on how to go about that.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for stating the clear difference between the two. Now, my next question would be, what is the difference between investing in real estate and other sectors? Now, there are a lot of other sectors you can actually put your money into while you relax, while your money works for you, like you clearly stated. But what's the difference between putting your money into real estate and other sectors? Is there any difference at all?
Well, the main difference is doing the name, real, because it's real estate. There's something you can see, something you can handle, you can feel, you understand? So it's real, and it's not really abstract. I could say, okay, Zoom is one of the companies that people are really, celebrating now that if I put money like a year ago, it should have been this, it should have been that. It's okay. You understand? You are buying into the company. You have stock or whatever it is. You have equity, but those things they are just they are paper assets, and they are you will see them written, but these are things you can't feel. If I have 100% share in maybe 90 or whatever percentage I have in the company, I can't really hold it. It's just there. So but real estate is something that it is real. You can see it, you can walk on it, you can sleep on it, you can touch it, you can feel it. So it's real, and over time is the number one. It has been the one of the major investment that has always stood the test of time. For centuries now, people have been investing. And investment in real estate is the only investment that I know will keep uh, being the best form of investment. Because it can be stolen, you can't just put it there and overnight it disappears. So it's very, very solid. And when I look at the way it is, it has a way of keeping up with inflation. And unlike, somebody I was somewhere, I think during the week, somebody was talking about the challenge she had to go to Jos, and that she remembered that, okay, I was in church, a lady was sharing testimony. She just graduated from Bible school, the young pastors. So she said when she got admitted to that pastor school, she needed money, and she remembered that about 10, 15 years ago, I bought shares I bought several shares into all this Nigerian company. That okay, if I sell now, at least over this past 10 or 15 years, the value of the investment would have increased to something that can really build her house. So she went ahead, she liquidated everything, and she said what she got was like 10% of what she invested then. As in the total value she got now is 10% of what she invested about 10, 50 years ago. So that it was really, really worth it. There is no way that could have happened with real estate. There is no way. Real estate is something you buy today now. It depends on if you understand, there are people that really understand how the game is played, the way that can be very lucrative. So, but you can't buy a property even if they did not do 419 for you when you are buying, and the next how many years, 5 years, 2 years, and the price has now come down. No, no, I've never seen that happen anyway. So that's why real estate is real, and it's one of the safest and the surest way, if properly done, as an investment tool. I've not really seen anything that has really beaten it. Just
Yes,
any
sir.
other one
Now,
can be wiped away.
okay, sir. Sir, you just stated something. You said real estate is the surest way to make it if it is done the proper way. Now, it is that proper way that I would like you to shed a bit more light on. How can one properly invest in real estate? How can one properly invest in real estate?
Okay. There are different real estate models. You understand? And almost
Okay.
everybody now are invested in real estate in one way or the other. You are building a house for yourself to stay. To some people, it's an investment. You understand? Though it might not really be a smart idea, because I don't really believe in you rushing to build a house. sometimes it's a stupid decision, but it could be out of sentiment that okay, like a pride thing for us as people that okay, I have my own house, I have my own stuff. So it might not really be an asset that it might not really be a good investment that way. But one thing I know is there are several ways to go about it. For me, when I started out by buying land, and I was buying to keep. I was still learning. I shall know that when I buy something now, it will appreciate in value. So it gives me some kind of capital gain, which is very, very important. So I decided not to build any house, rather live in a rented apartment. Whatever you want to say about that, I don't care. So for me, the important is the number. So because I look at if you buy a piece of land now, decide to develop it, and probably you stay there or you rent it out. When I look at what people pay as rent and the cost of building a house, anywhere in Nigeria is not really encouraging. And you can say, okay, in Banana Island, in Lekki, Bihai, in all these places, the rent is very high. What people don't know is the cost of building might be the same, but the cost of land is never the same everywhere. Because the most important thing in this thing is location. The better the location, the higher the price. The location is very, very good. The price is going to be very, very high. So if you say somebody is earning rent of 5 million naira per annum on the duplex, the next thing I will ask you is, okay, that location where is earning 5 million naira, how much is it buying land? Calculate the cost of land, calculate the cost of building the property. And when you add up everything together, how much do you have? Say in that place now, you have maybe somebody's earning 4 million, 5 million in property, and that same place probably you bought that plot of land for maybe 60 million naira or 70 million or 50 million, and you use say 40, 60 million to develop it, or even more. At the end of the day, everything comes about 150 million, 130 million, 100 million, and you are earning 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. The next thing I'll ask you is how many years will it take you to break it? So if it takes you, and on the average in Nigeria now, if it's a very smart investment, you do your due diligence, you do your calculation very well. It will take you nothing less than 15 years to break even. And in the process too, you have to be servicing the house, you have to do repair and all those stuff. So when you look at it, for me, it's an asset to show off. You can really say, but it's good if you're not really smart and you don't know what to do. But me, I wrote back then one stuff I posted on Ireland. I said I cannot give a twist. So I always think, how can I get better value for my money? How can I get better value? How can I get better results from these little results? Because I believe in doing more with less. So I don't really have much, but how hard can I make this resources deliver for me? How well, how much can I get? So for me, it's not really smart enough if I just build a house that I put tenant there. I've been tenants for so many years, and I know what I pay.
I think we lost him there. Okay, sir. Yeah, you're back with us, sir. Please continue, sir. Oh, this could be network. Please give him a few seconds. Wow. I think the network is. Please hold on.
Yes, my book, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir. Please, you might have to give us a bit of a recap of what you said earlier. We didn't get that.
Okay. So I was saying something about some properties I've seen. I have a friend that spent about 8 million naira a to build a flat somewhere, and the rent you get per annum from that flat is 250,000 naira. No, that's the 8 million is when you have the cost of land, the cost of building the house, the finishing and all those stuff. about 8 million naira, and he earns 250,000 naira per flat. So when I sat down and did the math, it will take him about 40 years or so.
32 or 40 years.
Is it 32? Okay.
About 32
8
years.
million naira. Okay.
Take him 4 years to make 1 million.
It take him 4 years to make 1 million, right?
Yes, sir.
4 years to make 1 million.
So yes, sir.
4 years, 4 times, say, okay, 32. So 32 years now. For God's sake, how old are you, Oga? So you'll be breaking even in 42 years. For me, it doesn't make sense. So the Oliver Twist in me was thinking, no, it's not really a smart investing for me, because now I'm a young entrepreneur. The resources I have now is not to be tied down. The resources should be flogged, as in I should make it really, really work hard. You understand? So for me, those kind of investment are for people that probably you are into government work and you just stumble on money, maybe through contract, feedback, whatever, and you are thinking you don't even know where to keep it. So you just quickly buy a piece of land. You build it and you don't really care about the rest, at least you have assets. So it could be asset, but for me, those are kind of assets that really, they're not really good enough. So as I was thinking about it. So at the point I didn't really know what to do. So I decided that what I'll be doing then, I'll just be buying just land. I will not build anything. The only thing I'll build is probably I'll just make fence. I'll make fence, just a little fence, not too high, just to like at least claim ownership apart from the paper that I have from whoever sold to me. So that was all I was doing. So I was banking on capital gain, and before I buy it too, I study the area, I study the environment. Okay, what's the development like in that place? How is it developing? Okay, with this way, if I buy it at probably 1 million naira now, in the next 6 months, what will happen? Are people building? Is anything coming? Is government planning something in that area? Does it have potential to double in value? I just do all those kind of math. So it's in my guide. But when you do things like that, you still continue doing it to a point that you are not really excited about that model like that. So you still want to like think of a way to be having residual income, what people make in form of rent. So along the line here, I stumble on what we currently do now at Hastom, what we telling every other person to do, which is investing in real estate through agriculture. I noticed that people that really make serious killing and profit in agriculture, in real estate rather, are people that they could just see a location that is not really attractive. The location is not attractive. It's not something that people really want. It's something that people are not really interested in. And those kind of locations, they're always cheap, very, very cheap, extremely cheap. And you can now think of how to add value to that location. Like most real estate developer I know outside here and I've read about and things like that. Look at Donald Trump now, he's into real estate. And his kind of real estate is into different ones. One of the major ones he does is golf course. So he has so many golf courses, and this guy will just look at a piece of land that is not really suitable for a lot of things. So he'll just go and build one resort there with golf course, and he knows how to put other kind of supporting businesses around the golf courses. So people will be sleeping in his hotels. They will be, as they are coming. So those kind of real estate. So what you'll be having from such is good, but the idea is to look for a location that people will really speak on, that this place is not really worth it. Like you see a house that is not really good, but the location is right, and probably you negotiated, you have that piece, or you can just be creative to think of what you can convert that piece of land to. That is about having value. So real estate, it requires some level of creativity to give you a result that is different. So me, when I was thinking, I discovered that we have so much land in the rural areas and people were not really looking into. And those rural areas, the land there are very, very cheap. Like Lagos, that they will see a lot of land, 200 million. If you go to all those, their banana, plantain, whatever island, not island, how much they sell their land. Those are the places that people look up to. And as a young entrepreneur, so you have to think, what can I do? So when I saw land in those places, okay, land is real estate too. I started linking farming and real estate together. That farmers too, they deal with land. You that you are developing apartment houses, whether for rent or to be resold, you are also dealing with real estate. So everybody is involved with real estate. So now, can you add value? So I started thinking, if you buy land, start planting corn on that land, well, it's not really smart. It's a waste of land. But I noticed something. You have to be very good with numbers. You're going to real estate. Like you can do your math very well, add things together, add figures together, and come up with something like that. So I started thinking about crops. Whenever I see somewhere and I see pawpaw bearing fruit, I try to count. Okay, this pawpaw has how many fruit on it? Said, okay, this pawpaw has about 50 fruit. Okay, some have maybe 20 something or 80 something, depending on the species of the pawpaw. Then I look at how much is a fruit, as in a pawpaw. How much is this sold for in the market? If it is sold for around maybe 200 naira, 300 naira, 500 naira, I look at that pawpaw. Okay, 500 times 20 that pawpaw has on its head. That's 500 times 20, that's 10,000 naira. Okay, I look at that. So okay, so if I want to plant pawpaw, how many pawpaw can a plot of land or an acre of land take? So I started thinking like that. Okay, if my plot of land can take 100 pawpaw, you get what I'm saying? Can take 100 pawpaw tree. So that means if I can be making 10,000 on the pawpaw tree, multiply by 100 times 10,000. That's about 1 million naira, right?
1 million naira, exactly, sir.
So now the next thing for me to do is, okay, how much will it cost me to buy the land, to get the land, because it's like long-term project now. If it's pawpaw issues, it could be anything. And most of these fruits, you can. We have pawpaw, we have mango, we have oranges, we have plantain, we have oil palm, we have cashew, we have all manners of fruits in Nigeria that we consume. Some of them we see them in grocery store and along the road, and I look at it. So I do the number. That means with pawpaw alone, I can be having 1 million naira on an acre of land. The next question is, how many years will pawpaw be fruiting? Okay, if the number of years is good for me, I consider it. If it is not, I drop it. So, okay, then I look at that location too. What kind of crop, all this kind of food that I plant, which one is okay for that environment? If it is plantain, then I choose plantain. If it is not plantain, then I look at another thing, because each area has its own strengths. So I play to the strength of the environment I want to play in. So for me then, I was studying a lot of them. I study oil palm. I look at it. Okay, how many oil palm fruits can I have on an acre of land? Because now for me, my core interest has been real estate. So what led me into agriculture is thinking of how to maximize, the resources, and land in those places that are always very cheap and nobody wants to go there. So the next thing is, where people don't want to go, how can I be bringing them to that place? You understand? How can I be bringing them? So Donald Trump will just go to one place, one godforsaken village, buy huge expanse of land, put a beautiful golf course there, organize golf tournament and all those, and people will be coming, give them nice apartment where they can stay, relax, and catch fun and all those stuff. So people will be flying into the neighboring airport and be driving there. You understand? Real estate is about your ability to bring people, to come to a place, and it was maximizing a place that has been adding value to a place that already have much physical value. And another lesson there, I think we need to learn is, value that is easily visible to the eye is not really value. You understand? Because there is always a lot of people around it looking to give and want to take advantage of it. But there are some value that are hidden. It will take you to kind of see down and see what an average man cannot see. So when you have the ability, so you do very well in real estate. So I'm talking about places that people are not really interested in. I just think of, for instance, now maybe I don't know, it don't deal like it on. Nobody wants to go there, and you are thinking, what can one do with this place? You understand? And you can just think of how to change the destiny of that land. I can use that word. Change the destiny of that land, then it becomes valuable for you. So for me, as I was doing my math on my head, so I started paying attention to fruits around me. I started with purple. I was just sitting at a mechanic shop one day and I saw that purple and I was doing the math in my head. Then I noticed orange too. So there are times that orange are always very expensive. So I think, okay, how many oranges can a tree produce? Are there good species? Are they sweet? What makes an orange good? So how can I produce orange? How many fruits will an orange tree give me? How long does it take to start fruiting? How long does it cost to cultivate? When I was thinking that way, I was already thinking of how to utilize a land that people are not really looking into, people are not really interested in. So, and that was the beginning for me. So at the point I was talking about planting, I was talking about all this stuff till I
Wow.
stumbled on cashew. So when I
Wow.
stumbled on cashew now, cashew happened to be the natural strength of my environment. And it doesn't really matter where you are. It could be in the Niger Delta, it could be in the south, it could be in the eastern part of the country. Each area has its own strengths. But now what I've learned that is very, very good with agricultural real estate is cash crop, cultivation of cash crop. It could be oil palm. It could be, why I like oil palm is it has a very long, as in long lifespan.
Lifespan.
So you could be there for like 20, 30, 50 years, depending on the species you are. So when I look at that, I saw a very huge opportunity. Like I told you, I was just doing the math. So when I stumbled on cashew, because it's in my territory and I see the demand, it's crazy year in, year out. Everybody fighting to get their own share of the market. I was like, see land everywhere now. We have enough land. We have we have we have we have enough land in the country, as in Ogbomoso. So why are we not planting more cashew? Because when there is too much demand and nobody is trying to bridge the supply. So for me, I see an opportunity. So you can see how I was able to marry real estate with agriculture. So the next thing I did was how long does it take to plant cashew? How much is land, and that's my area. How much is land? What kind of species do we have? As I was doing all those maths, I discovered that what you the cost of because now it's real estate too, but you can say I'm a farmer. It depends on the way you see it. Because when you buy your land in the city or in the urban centers, you build bricks, you put your blocks, you put all these things, you do your roofing and all those stuff. You are earning rent. But in this idea now, I don't do blocks, I don't do cement. What I do is I plant trees. I reduce the what do you call this thing? This thing you say we are
Yeah.
building.
Afforestation, sir.
I'm doing afforestation, you understand? I'm helping the climate. I'm slowing down the global warming. And as I'm doing that, I'm solving the problem. I'm making the world better. I'm making the world greener. Then I'm utilizing the village land. Then Nigeria is having more foreign income from what we do. And so I started thinking about that. So when I did my maths, it was like incredible, like too good to be true. That means at the point when my cashew is fruiting, my annual income from my cashew will be more than the total cost of setting up.
Setting up the plantation.
In 2014, when I had that discovery, so I was, talking on Naira land, telling people, and someone like, because it's new. But this is like almost 6 years now, and this concept now we have proved it. It is working. It is fantastic, and I was like, whoa. So,
Sir, okay.
which other best way can one? I think there are
Go.
questions, right?
Yeah. There's a question, sir. Someone is saying, I think you answered that after you've ended this
Okay,
session.
and
Another
another
person
okay,
can't see you.
okay.
Another person can't see you. So I think those are the
Maybe
two
let's just
questions we have.
rewrite the question.
Okay, sir. Yeah. I have that covered, sir.
Okay.
I have that covered, sir.
So, okay. So, take for instance now, we now discover another thing that that just blew my mind there. That while waiting for these crops to reach maturity, we can still do some intercropping. You understand? Though there have been some challenges with that, like uh, one of our crop of choice is cassava. And when we chose cassava, because of my experience in 2016, we planted cassava in 2015. And when we were selling in 2016, it was crazy, it was mad. Like demand was just too high and there was less supply. So at the point we were selling a ton for about 60,000, 70,000 naira. And I know on the very worst day we have about 3, 4 tons from an acre. So if I have 4 tons from an acre and it's not disturbing my cashew, that was my third day. So I mean it's even possible to break even the first year in about 12, 15 months of so why do I want to like? So I just say, see all this land I have, I'm not even building. Even my own house, I was supposed to start building then. I no 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 no. I'm not going to build any house. I just pump all the money. I was just buying farmland. All this village, just call me any village where the land is good and doesn't have any trouble. I was buying it. People were like, "Are you crazy? You're just buying the Elko." Are you understand? They could not really understand what I was seeing, and I was doing that. I was doing that. I decided not to build because for me, I thought it's even smarter for me to rent. I live in Ogbomoso, it's not so. I got an apartment. Everybody say, it's so expensive, it's so expensive. For them, it's expensive. But when I look at it from the angle of the house owner, I look at the cost of that house and what I pay peanuts. If I could stay in that house for 30 years, that guy cannot break even. You understand? So why would I not tie down my resources into building something like that when I can make my money work? You understand? So the day I want to build my house now, I'll just deal with ease. I will not even know how much cement is sold for. I will not. My business will not even feel it. You understand? So I was able to make that distinction and I followed it. So now we discover cassava. Though cassava price has been volatile over the year, and last year it was terrible. It was very, very terrible. And a lot of people that bought into that plan, the projection did not really work. But I learned that cassava has cycle. Every four years, cassava is always has an expensive. So the last good year for cassava was 2016. We're in 2020 now. So the few people that could still encourage, even though which I was discouraged about cassava, but I didn't lose focus because it was not cassava that took us to farm. It is cashew.
It's cashew.
So when you start thinking about the secondary and you lose focus of the primary, it's like people don't really get this concept. So I was able to encourage some people last year, and they put their resources on this cashew and cassava combination. So another thing I discovered is though cassava has a way of slowing down the growth of cashew because cassava grows fast. In about 12 months, your cassava is ready, or 15 months, it's ready for harvest. So, but the cashew too, they will not die, it's just that their growth will be stunted. So people that invested in cashew and cassava last year, as in, with what cassava is currently saying now, I'm very, very happy. When somebody puts about maybe 2 million naira, 3 million naira on an investment to plant cashew and cassava, and when they are selling now, within 1 year, they have a return of 1 million on an investment of, they still have their land though, which has increased in value. As of last year, we were selling land at maybe 70,000, 80,000 naira per acre. Now, the cheapest one you can get from us, is maybe, if you are lucky, you can get for 150K per acre. So now they have capital gain. If they decide to sell their land now, they are selling at double as what they bought. You understand? And now the cassava they put on that land, the cassava now they are harvesting and they are smiling. I think the price is very, 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 very good. Very, very good. And people having the first year having up to 50%, 60%, 70% return on the total cost. That means the cost of land, cost of cultivation. I don't know what this does. Now, don't forget the main thing has not even started fruiting, which is the cashew. It's that one is still in the pipeline. It's coming. It's coming. So that's why I said there are smarter ways to go about real estate. So if you have say 200 million naira now, 500 million naira now, you buy a house in Banana Island, you buy in Eco Atlantic City, um, how much rent are you going to be getting? Can you be having 20% of the cost of that property as your return annually? So, but with cashew now, when cashew start fruiting, I'm talking about cashew because that is the area we have strength in Ogbomoso, and I've done my math very well on that, and it's fantastic. So you do cashew now. You have at the end of everything, you maybe use spacing of 10 meters by 10 meters. You have um, you have 40 trees on an acre. And each tree has capacity of, on the average, 25 kg per tree. There are trees that yield as high as 70 kg per tree
Wow.
in 1 year. So, and okay, this tree, they are not really doing well, okay, 25 kg per tree. 25 times 40. 25 times 10 is 250, right? That means
Yes, sir.
you have 1,000 kg. And cashew and dollar, they always go together. So as you are shouting, dollar is going up now, cashew farmers are smiling. You understand? Because usually it's always about one kg to $1, 1 kg to $1, 1 kg to $1, 1 kg to $1. So that means you'll be having $1,000 revenue from an acre of cashew farm. So the next question you should ask now is, how much does it take to have an acre of cashew farm? When you do your math now and you get your figures, somebody now tells you to come and build one house. Eh? Why should I build house for rent? That thing does not make sense for me. So when I say we just building houses, okay, I'm going to put tenant there. I'm like, are you dumb? So when there are better ways, understand? So for me, I've discovered it in agriculture. There are other several smart models. For in my own environment in Nigeria, I've seen that investing in real estate through agriculture is one of the smartest ways to go about it. Even if you are not really, you are not using you are not planting the land. You just buy the land, clear it alone. The rent is crazy. People rent land from us sometimes 15,000 naira per acre to rent for 1 year just because the land is clear, it's plowing. And how much is the land? Do the math. Even if everything costs you about 150, 200,000, and you are earning probably 15,000 in a year from as rent, it's still better than. And don't forget, this thing is increasing in value. And someone like can say, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to have my own resort. I want to do this. I want to do that. So that is uh, my
That,
thought on real estate agriculture.
sir, you've actually answered two questions with that single question. You've been able to tell us why it is actually very smart. Why is it even smarter to invest in agriculture as to invest in real estate through agriculture? Now, I'm focusing on agriculture because we've talked a lot about cashew. And you've even be able to talk about the other gains that you derive from even investing in real estate through agriculture. You made mention of fighting global warming. You made mention of
Yeah.
improving the standard of living in the villages. You've mentioned quite a whole lot, and I'm very sure our audience would be glad they attended this session. Now, I would just want to ask a question. I think a final question before we start attending to the questions of our audience.
Okay.
Now, how can there are a lot of platforms, you're right? There are a lot of
Okay.
people. You go online, you see quite a number of people saying, okay, I have this, so, come and do this, come and do this. Now, people might be scared of, okay, how do I know this is actually the real place? This is the real person to deal with. Where can they get this? Because it is not everybody that would have access to people that actually have these resources at hand. People that own the rural areas, right? So they might have to go through certain people. So how do you know these people you are dealing with are actually real? So how do you go about it so as not to make mistakes of falling for scams and all?
Well, it's very simple. Most of the things that the challenges we have is when we don't use common sense. Common sense is when you want to deal with somebody, you run background check on them. Run a background check on them. How long have they been doing this stuff? How long have they been doing it? Have they dealt with people before? Who have they dealt with? And when you do that, you okay when because it's very easy to come online like you said and start making claims. And this that. You know, people that speak better English, you know, they easily deceive a lot of people. You know, but we that we speak farmers English now, so it not really be nice. But the most important thing is look at their pedigree. How long have they been doing it? They might say they've been doing it for years, but you know, when you come on ground, it's very easy to know people if you know what to look for, what to ask. That area, okay, do they even have land themselves? And okay, if they have land, are they willing to show you? Do they have farms? Are they willing to show you their farms? And you know, things that whatever it is, whatever claim it is they make, you can always, you know, check it out to confirm to see, okay, if they are truly genuine or not. So if they are not genuine, you will know. But you know, some people too are very lazy. They just want to do everything
Yeah.
online. And it's everything you can do online. Land and agriculture is not Jumia. They just ship it to your house.
Yeah.
So you have to like move. Though I have had people too that have done it with us that they've never even been to Ogbomoso. They've never even seen us. And they'll say, okay, we're interested in this concept and okay, this concept you guys are doing, I want land, I want 100 acres. And they will just we will do the transaction online. Some of them will set up for them. Maybe after the farm is ready, they come. And some are not even come in about 2 years. You will see pictures
Wow.
and but they can do that because they know us. Okay, these people they've been around, they have a name, they don't want to mess themselves up. So, you know, because of that, they deal with it. But if you're dealing with anybody, just make sure you do your due diligence, do your findings. Is that person genuine? Is this somebody that you know, it's very easy. Just do your due diligence, do your thorough findings. Whatever, if they say they found, go and check the farm. Where is their office? Are they feasible? Is it because it's not really about fancy websites, nice Instagram page, huge number of followers. That thing doesn't really add up at the end of the day. So the most important thing is uh, make sure you do it so that I don't fall into
I can. There's actually a testimony at your back. Behind your back, I can see a lot of cashew pictures, which is actually showing how much you value cashew. So,
wrong.
but that was just
Well, even with all this
that.
stuff, anybody can put this together. You have to come and see. Are these pictures from the internet? Are they real? You understand? Are they photoshopped?
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you don't,
That.
don't don't bank on what you see on screen and what you see on video. Take your eyes there, kuro eyes, go and see.
All right. So there's a question earlier. Someone asked that is it actually profitable, more profitable to invest in cocoa? And the person is even asking for the shelf life of cocoa. So I wouldn't know if you could help us squash that, sir.
Well,
The question is,
cocoa is a very good
yes,
crop.
sir.
Very
Okay,
good
sir.
crop, fantastic garden. There is huge demand for cocoa. But like I said earlier, it's always good to play to the strength of the environment you want to operate. In
Environment.
my own
Yeah.
place now, cocoa is not really, it's just some part of Ogbomoso that cocoa does well. But large portion of Ogbomoso all over our streets is cashew. So I play to that. Then for me as an investor too, I will always choose cashew over cocoa any day because when I look at the price of cocoa. Probably cocoa is about maybe it's about $2,000 now per ton or thereabouts. So when I when I look at that, the first question I will ask is how how much how much land how much land will give me that 1 ton of cocoa? What is the yield of
Okay.
cocoa per acre or per hectare? You understand? And what is the cost of setting up the cocoa farm? So once I have a number, I can now say, okay, I can now, because for me, I don't really care about what the product is or I'm not really in love with cashew or cocoa or anything. The most important for me is the number. Which one gives me the most return? You understand? And so once I see that, okay, this one is better. And you know, at the point I was toying with oil palm and stuff like that. But when I discovered that one oil palm is not really in my area, and I do the number because now I have to process my oil palm. I have to process it. I can't just harvest. The same thing with cocoa. You have to break from the pod. When you break from the pod, you have to like ferment it, and all those stuff, diseases that cocoa has. And so, and I look at the environment I'm operating. It's not that we have this sophisticated people that really understand agriculture, that can say, okay, this is the problem this crop is having, this is the solution. We don't really have that. So I'll just play to one that is disease resistant, that doesn't have much disease, which is cashew. Because for me, at the end of the day, it's an investment. I don't want story that one disease has broken out and my cocoa is not fruiting, but cashew is fantastic. So it's the most rugged, just like cassava. The rain does not fall. Once the thing has germinated, it will survive. I think for the next 6 months it will be fine. So that is why I prefer cashew to cocoa. But people from maybe Akwa Ibom now, that area is not really good for cashew, and you have good land, so you can put either cocoa there or oil.
Thank you very much for that, sir.
You're welcome.
There's another question here. The person is asking that is it advisable to plant oil palm in Ogbomoso? I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's not that it won't do well. It's not that oil palm will not do well in Ogbomoso. It will do well, but it will do far, far, far better in places like Edo State, Niger Delta area. Palm needs lots of water. It needs lots of water. Ogbomoso now, if you look at our climate, a part of our terrain, a part of Ogbomoso is like, let me say, semi-rainforest. A part of it is savanna. So our rainfall is not as high as what they have in Edo and all those places close to the coast. So palm is something that survives in forest, in forest land. So it doesn't really like savanna. So I have people that are planted oil palm, but believe me, that it's not the best environment. Ogbomoso is not the best place to plant oil palm. That's the honest truth. And it's not that it will fruit, but your return will not be as good as somebody that does it. And the same thing goes for cashew. Yes, if you carry cashew, they do cashew in Cashew can go in any state. I've seen cashew in Lagos. If you go towards this place in Lagos, what's this area now? It's a coastal part of Lagos. That Ogbomoso side. Now, when you go there, I've seen a lot of cashew forests that are being demolished now. So cashew grow close to the sea too. It will grow, but the problem is the fruit, which the nut that you are targeting will not really have the quality that the buyers want. So Ogbomoso now is the perfect place. So oil palm will go here, but it's not the perfect. So you have to think as an investor. It's not sentiment.
All right, sir. Somebody would like you to kindly repeat. Earlier, you stated the yield, the potential yield a cashew tree can possibly have, where you mentioned 40 kg per. Some tree go as far as having 40 kg per tree. So he wants you to kindly repeat the price. You were saying something about $1 per kg. So
yes, $1 per kg.
I think that's clear enough.
Yeah, it's $1 per kg, something like that. Though there are times it comes down, there are times that it goes higher than that. But averagely, it's been that trend. Even with how bad Corona is this year, we still sold all our cashew. Any cashew that is still unsold now is a cashew that I still get calls. Somebody was chatting me from Vietnam a few days ago. If I can see something like cashew, cashew is off season, you have to wait till the next day. So any cashew you see now, probably having some injury from Nasarawa State or those state with
so, sir, in your words, sir, before you leave, sir, in your words, sir, the perfect way, one of the perfect ways to hedge against the fluctuations of the naira is actually to have a cashew palm, because it's actually operates with the dollar.
Exactly, that's your own Federal Reserve, what they call their central bank in America. So it's your own Federal Reserve. So once you are minting your dollar every cashew season, you understand? Oil price crash, none of your business, and they are no more using fossil fuel. You don't care because people must eat cashew. They will come. And some people say, but with the way people are planting now, Will we not have too much supply in the system with time? It's a lie. It's a lie.
Oh,
Demand for cashew outweighs supply. Countries
supply.
like Vietnam now, they're in partnership with Cambodia. They are operating on 500,000 hectares of land
Five.
just for cashew supply. 500,000 hectares for cashew.
Wow.
So two countries partnering together on cashew, and yet it's just when they are done, it's not just going to it's still not going to make any difference in the industry.
That's it.
So I told somebody, if you use the whole of Oyo State to plant cashew, it won't change anything. The
Wow.
market is there to take it.
So, I think we have many questions today. There's another question. Someone is asking that why is Ogbomoso cashew better than cashew from other parts? Is there a
Okay.
secret to that?
Well, I don't know what the secret is because honestly, one of the challenges we have, you don't have agricultural scientists that can really decode that and that can commit themselves to the research to see why we have better cashew than other part of the country. But basically, what buyers look out for is the existing they call KOR, the cashew kernel outturn ratio. So the thing is simply the quality of the kernel inside the cashew. Because when you buy cashew in the maybe in traffic now, instead of them are always spotted. They have spots all over. Some of them are looking immature. They are not looking fine. Those are bad qualities of cashew that you don't want to buy. And so the most important thing in cashew is the quality of the kernel
Okay.
inside the cashew nuts. So
Okay.
when you buy your granite now, you break your granite pot. Inside there is the granite itself.
The granite
So
itself, yes,
the
sir.
granite, some of them are good, some are not good, some of them are even diseased. So Ogbomoso has proven to be the only place in Nigeria that has the best quality. So there is a way they test they check it that has the best quality. Then we have North Can too. How many nuts of cashew gives you a kg? In Kogi, they have 180, 190, 200. In Ogbomoso, 155, 165 nuts to give you. It's not really about how big the cashew nut is. It's how heavy the weight of the kernel when broken. You understand? So it's the most
Yes,
important
sir.
thing for us. So those are the things they look out for. But why it happens like that? Maybe it's our climate. I don't know, because if you look at our climate, we are not rainforest. We are not
Yeah.
fully savannah. So Ogbomoso is like in between. It's like middle of Nigeria or something, not Abuja, but middle of Nigeria. So maybe that's the
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, thank you very, very much, sir. I think I would want to take too much of your time anymore. But before you go, I have this last question. Earlier, you were
Okay.
saying something about cashew and cassava. You created a plan where you had
Mm,
cashew and cassava together, but you realized the cassava was slowing down the growth of the cashew. Now, the
mm,
cashew is actually the primary aim. It is the cashew. It is what people are actually after. Now,
mm,
is it that if people want to do that kind of a thing now, are you telling like Hastom now, your company, does
mm.
you do that same model or you have advanced to a new one? Because a lot of people would actually be thinking of okay, let me do cashew cassava, but then like you said, the cassava prices fall, it rotates every 4 years. So would it make sense to actually deter the growth of the cashew while the cassava prices is not actually that feasible, it's not that it is not stable. What should one do, sir? What?
Well, what we do now at Hastom is we make everybody understand the implication, the market, as in the trend we've observed so we don't have uh, some disappointing result like we had with some cassava in the past. So we try to make you see, okay, one of the reasons why we intercrop is to manage our cost of weeding. Because once you plant cashew, you have to be weeding the farm. You are doing your weeding, you are spending money. And instead of doing only weeding, why don't you have other crops? So when you harvest the crop takes care of your weeding expenses. You understand? Because you plant now, I mean, if it's only cashew you plant, for the next 3 years or 4 years, the cashew will start fruiting on a commercial level. You have to maintain the farm, which is okay. It is cool. You have the understanding of doing a long time investment, and it's okay.
Sir, Instagram is